Hello and welcome to this week's coffee vlog. It's now Sunday I don't know actually know what it is. What is it today? 25th of June, crikey, 2023. It is a Sunday, so yes, I am failing badly at the Friday vlog. Kind of lots going on Friday at work and got distracted and yeah, that never happened. So yeah, it's Sunday instead, and in the Tesla, parked up at the Tesco's Pod Point, which is one of my favourite places to park because unplug the car in. It's also quite handy for Tesco's actually, because dropping off the Hermes parcels, the locker's just a little bit further up, so it's close to the Hermes every parcel locker, and yeah, so every time I go to Tesco's, plug in, because you get 15 minutes free electricity. Bargain. So you can't argue with that. So, still baking hot in the UK. I mean, it's not as sunny today, overcast. 26 degrees still though. It's really sort of hot and humid. Might get some thunderstorms, don't know. They keep sort of threatening that sort of thing, but on the whole, we've had very little rain. I think last weekend we had some torrential rain late on the Sunday, but that's been about it since. So very dry, very hot, humid, sticky. Evenings are hot, which makes it difficult to sleep. Just not very UK like, especially since it's been going on non-stop since end of May, really. We had a month of hot weather. So yeah, not been great for, you know, just being comfortable. Not great for roasting loads of coffee at all. Boiling hot with the roasters on. But business has been brisk still. It's kind of picked up a little bit. The Peace Hall's not as busy because they're of course in concert mode now. They started with all their the big concerts. A week ago it was Madness started it off for 2 nights, and yeah, at the moment they've got concerts on pretty much nearly every night. I think they're doing some sort of event. Well, you know, they have an act on, or a couple of acts on every night. So but of course it kind of shuts the whole thing down for the daytime. You can get in just about until I think early afternoon, but then all the stores that we supply coffee to will shut down. So we've not had a massive amount of orders from them this week, just because, like I say, it's a bit in the concert mode. But on the whole, you know, local customers have been busy. Got quite a lot going on, which is always good. Got some new big orders coming through. The green coffee keeps flying out as well as the roasted, so we've moved a lot of green coffee again, so that's good. And yeah, generally all okay. Other than that, home, enjoying the sun, to be honest. You know, get out in the garden, sit outside of an evening and catch the last bit of sun. And this weekend I've been just kind of like pottling about in the garden and doing bits and pieces, so nothing too strenuous. So yeah, it's all okay really. Richard Nellis, I was going to do this yesterday, and Richard Nellis said I'm going to do my words on Saturday night, and he did at 6:53. He said, and he did it then. So Mr. Nellis says, my things for you to talk about on your vlog. I've been to the Maypole pub with my mum on Wednesday evening for tea. Lovely. I've been to Birdie's Cafe in Alton and the Cow and Calf Rocks in Ilkley on Saturday afternoon. Well, you're a busy boy, aren't you? When I come back from Turkey on Wednesday, the 5th of July, I will meet a new lady called Julianne. Oh, that'd be nice. Have you ever seen My Girl starring Matt Colking and Dan? Yeah, I think I've seen that a few times. So yeah, generally everything's all right. Hive blockchain is poddling along on its own, I think. Everything's still running. Witness is nicely ticking over. Hive Engine Witness is okay. My backup Hive Engine Witness has eaten itself or something. I don't. It crashed, and I went to restart it, and it just kept going backwards. It wasn't catching up. So I dumped the database, reinstalled it, but when I was reinstalling the database into Mongo, you know, the latest backup of it, it just kept failing at the end, as if it couldn't do it. So I couldn't work it out. I upgraded Mongo and that made it worse, and I downgraded Mongo and it was no different. And I'm a bit kind of like, I think I've got to wipe the server, but I've got other things on it, and I'm kind of like, oh, I can't be bothered reinstalling the other things just for wiping this thing. So I'm not sure what I'm doing with that at the moment. It's just kind of not happening. It's like I say, I've done everything I can do other than wipe the server, have it completely wiped and start from scratch, which may be the thing I have to do because it's just annoying. But I'll see about that. Tesla wise, yeah, no complaints still. Really nice car to drive. Obviously, incredible performance. Trying to keep it tamed. The temptation's always there to just floor it and you just take off like a rocket. But obviously, in my daily commute, there's no opportunity really to do that. But it's kind of nice just to poodle around in as well. It's quite easy once you've got the hang of using the accelerator as a speed controller. Then yeah, just making small adjustments to keep your speed in play with the accelerator is relatively straightforward. Plus, of course, you've got autopilot, which you know, that gives you a break from using your right foot. You can just set that pretty much any time you're on a road that you just following traffic or whatever else, and it just keeps up with the traffic, speeds up and slows down with it. So that's really handy. Power wise, well, obviously I'm not doing hundreds of miles a day, so you know, I'm not pushing it to the limits of its battery range. So that's not really an issue for me at the moment. It's going to become an issue when I need to do long trips. But you know, for general day-to-day use, obviously I don't really use a great deal. In fact, by the time I've been to work on a morning and then come back, stopped at Tesco's here, plugged in for my 15 minutes of free electric and done my Hermes parcels and a bit of Tesco shopping, I've pretty much wiped out what I'd use going to work and coming back from work with that 15-minute charge. So that's kind of like zero cost motoring with my free electric from Tesco's. But in between, you know, on hot days when it's sat about, it uses a bit of power because it's going to keep the battery pack cool. So, you know, you've got power loss here, there and everywhere, which isn't related to driving. So, like with any EV, you know, your range when you fill it up with electricity isn't always the range you actually get, because power is used by all sorts of things and it depends on all sorts of conditions. You know, if it's hot, it's going to keep the car cool, so it's going to use more power doing that. If it's cold, it's going to warm the car up, so it's going to use more power using that. If, you know, we were at a perfect 10 degrees and cloudy, a consistent 365 days a year, I think electric cars would be really happy, because they'd just be not having to do anything with a battery pack, as it were, and you'd get all that range all the time. So yeah, so other than that, yeah, really liking it. So many handy little things. One of the best things really is the a white Tesla. What a surprise. I've got the watch app for the Tesla as well as the phone app. With the watch app, I've got the complication on it for opening the boot, and that's just really handy because you can just press the button on your watch and then it goes open trunk, you click yes and the trunk opens. So if you're walking up to the car with shopping or walking to get parcels or whatever else, you can just pre-open it before you get there, which is like I did with a Toyota with a key fob. But obviously, instead of having to fish about in your pocket for a key fob, being able to just press a button on your watch is super convenient. And in fact, the watch app will do a whole load of other things as well. So that's pretty good. And yeah, it just so many convenient things about it, to be honest. Right, I think I'm going to be done. I think my charge will be finished. My 15 minutes will be up soon. So I'm going to get on. So have a good weekend. Well, it's Sunday, not much left. Week next week, and I'll catch you in next week's, hopefully Friday, coffee vlog. Okay, see you.